Hey guys, it's MJ, and this is a general reading for the collective using the Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is my updated mock-up deck. It shuffles a lot nicer than the other one. This reading is for, as I say that, this reading is for Monday, June 15th. And let's get right to it, shall we? Okay, so the first card I'm going to pull is the energy that we are working with today at this moment in time. This is the energy that is around us. It's available to us if we choose to step into it. Sometimes it really doesn't care whether or not we choose to step into it. It will make itself known. If you're not feeling this energy right now, think of it like a weather system. It may be approaching. It may have just passed. Let's see. So here we are working with the Hairpins. And so this creature, this little rat here, is following its nature. It's being what it's supposed to be. It's showing the young, its path. This is, you were born into being a rat. This is who you are. And this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're expected. This is what society expects of us. You see here we have the key of knowledge. It's the bakery and the bakery sign. And I put the key on the window here, but that's still a signal of knowledge, of wisdom, of following a tradition, going back to your roots perhaps. And so if you think about like the rat in Ratatouille, which is what I was thinking of when I made this card, by the way. He was trying to buck his history. He was trying to buck what he's supposed to do, right? And when I think of the Hierophant, I think of those conventions that are in place that are expectations for us. It's like if it's your culture, it's what you're supposed to be. It's that group that you belong to. It's that, when we get slotted or we get put into boxes, right, based on nothing but where and how we were born or who we were born to. That's what I think of the Hierophant. It's your culture. It's stuff that you don't necessarily have to subscribe to, but if you choose to go that way, it's a place where you feel a connection. So for some of us, we were put in this box that didn't feel at all correct, at all like what we were supposed to do in life, and it created friction. For other people, they look at their history, their culture, and they say, "Oh, wow, yes, I relate to this. I want to know more about this." So for this card, you have to think about how the Hierophant energy relates to you. Is this a time for you to look at your heritage? My heritage is I'm Irish and Sicilian, which is a very common combination, by the way, for those from the East Coast. And, maybe it's time, I was thinking with my having a child here, maybe it's time we dive into our history, our culture, and look and see, some lessons that can be learned there. And this may be a time for you to examine where you came from, right? Maybe you may not want to necessarily subscribe to every aspect of it, but there may be some lessons there that you can learn about yourself. There may be some lessons that might give you clues as to why you behave a certain way or why you feel challenged in certain areas, because it's all part of that conditioning from where we originated. So let's see what comes up as a result of this Hierophant. It's like this old rat is, telling the young, this is what we do, this is how we behave. But if there's a young rat in there that says, but I don't want to do that, that comes down to, are you willing to lose acceptance for bucking your culture or bucking what is expected of you, right? So that's what I get with the Hierophant. It's about, you're either with us or against us. Okay, so here we have this Two of Wands. So the story of the Two of Wands is we have these two lions and they're part of a pride here. And this lion is kind of being a lazy male lion here. And he's kind of just chilling while the female lion is looking out at the watering hole, and she spots some antelope. And she's thinking, this is my move. This is where I become the leader. This is where I take control. This is where I go after the prey, and nobody's going to tell me when and how and who I should follow and what I should do. This is where I break out on my own. So we have this Hierophant building us up here as our foundation. But what's coming to us is this opportunity to break out, to make a bold move, to stand up and say, you know what, I think I'm ready to leave this tradition behind and move out on my own. I'm ready to take that risk, take that chance, to seize this opportunity, because this, right now, this male lion in this picture, in the context of the Hierophant, represents something that isn't moving you forward. It's something that is kind of just sleeping through life, essentially. And it's just sort of like a status quo way of being. And so this lioness here, she doesn't want status quo. She wants to break free. But there's also, you can see she's between these two wands here. There's contemplation, because you have to think about, how is this going to upset the apple cart? How are my actions going to impact others? The Two of Wands is about creating balance and harmony as well. Yes, you're going to make a bold move, but can you do it in such a way that doesn't jeopardize your standing, or that doesn't jeopardize your relationship? Kind of going back to what yesterday's reading was about with relationships, where you're able to break free. Get this other person on your side. Don't create the friction of being, combative about what you want to achieve. This is about you making that move and actually gaining a bit of support here. So let's see what advice the guardians bring to us. And here we have the Devil. So the Devil, to me, in this case, could mean a couple things. One, of course, it could be that you need to add some passion to your life, and perhaps be a bit cunning, perhaps be a little not don't lie, don't fall into the trap of being conniving, but be perhaps a bit more shrewd. Be a little bit more clever in how you go after your goal here. It can also bring a warning of, again, going to what yesterday's reading was about, is, what are your motives? Is there greed involved in this? Is this to fill some need of yours that will make you feel good? Is bucking the trend something almost like a drug, where it gives you that sense of euphoria when you're going against tradition? It's like, what are your motives for doing it? Is it to improve yourself? Is it to make your life better? Or is it just to be contradictory? You have to ask yourself, why are you bucking the culture? Why are you bucking history? Why are you bucking, not history as a broad sense, but your history? Right? Why are you, if you think about like that indignant teenager, why do they do that? Why do they want to assert their beliefs or their own ideas? Right? It's a power play. That's what that is. So you have to ask yourself, am I doing these for the right reasons? Am I going to grow from this spiritually? Am I going to grow from this in a way that will benefit my life as well as those around me? Am I being just contradictory because I want to ruffle people's feathers? Or am I really going after something? An example might be if, say, for like a college student whose parents really want them to become a doctor, but this college student says, you know what I really want to be is a painter. Do you really want to be a painter, or are you just saying that to make your parents upset? So if you really want to be a painter, by all means, go out and do that, right? Make that bold move. But if you're just being contradictory, that feeds into this ego, this feeds into the devil, right? Because it creates a feeling that isn't sustainable. It may give you a temporary pleasure, it may give you temporary joy, but it's not sustainable. Again, though, with this devil being here, the flip side of this devil is, if you don't have the confidence, if you're feeling like this is my path, this is where I want to go, my heart is pulling me in this direction, I'm afraid of not being accepted by my family if I break away from tradition, this devil energy is going to help you see, I think, your situation from a different perspective, one where it is a bit more self-serving, where you do start looking out for yourself a little bit more and you're less concerned about what your family may think. So I hope that makes sense. Right now, you have to think about how this relates to you. You know, what are you bucking against? What's that power move that you're going to make that will not only get you what you desire, but also create a place of harmony with those around you? I mean, that's the ultimate power play right there, when you can get what you want without losing the support of those who are important to you in your life. You've got to figure out how to do that, and you've got to balance that ego. So when you're doing it, so much love, peace, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.